just want to point something out about all of these cuts to federal programs and removal of DEI. You know, there's a lot of attacks taking place on women. And it's not just our reproductive rights. Did you know that around 40% of births in the United States were done through the Medicare program, Medicaid? A lot of women rely on SNAP to feed their children. Women largely wind up relying on unemployment, especially coming out of a pandemic and especially during hard economic times. Women are relying on the housing programs. And DEI is something that keeps us employed. I'm not hearing enough people talk about this, and from my own perspective, this certainly looks to me like an attempted genocide on women in the United States. That's just what it looks like. A lot of this stuff targets women, and I personally, as a woman in the United States, you know, I'm living like a prisoner right now. I'm not okay with any of this shit. I was living a normal life. I'm not anymore. I've literally had everything taken from me by Donald Trump, by MAGA. And if this is what you're going to do and women are going to die and lose everything and not be able to live, you know, I mean, we can probably expect a mass casualty event out of what they're doing. I think, personally, that they are trying to cover up evidence of a crime. I'm pretty sure that the money that went missing from our federal agencies during the pandemic between 2020 and 2024 was funneled into the pockets of politicians, particularly the politicians that we are watching do all of this stuff right now, as it was taken from our federal programs, roughly $2 to $3 trillion. How do you lose $2 to $3 trillion? You know, most of that money that went missing was taken from women. I'm just saying. My name is Waffles. I'm a government whistleblower turned political commentator. These are my opinions based on my observations. I just think it's funny because, like, if y'all are going to genocide the women and you're also going to genocide anybody of color here, then the only thing that's really going to be left in the United States is going to be a bunch of, like, grumpy, old, white dudes that are never going to get laid. And they're going to be so lonely. And they're going to be broke because women contribute a significant amount to GDP. So if you're going to make it so we can't survive at all, you know, we already make less. That's why we rely on these programs, because you guys are so hateful that you can't just leave us alone and let us live our lives. For some reason, you have to, like, constantly and persistently harass the women when we're just, like, normal ass people trying to live our lives. It's just funny. They're never going to get laid again. They're going to be old. They're going to be miserable. And they're going to be broke. So if anything, you know, if they're going to try to genocide the women in the United States, I mean, that's pretty stupid if you ask me. But, I mean, the men in this country, they're going to have to get real. They're probably going to be getting real friendly with each other. You know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all MAGAs act like you, like, don't like gay people and stuff, but I mean, the reality in the world that you seem to be making for yourselves kind of seems like y'all are, like, leaning that way really hard. Nothing against gay people. I'm just saying there's a lot going on with MAGA that really makes y'all think that you guys are a big group of men that just loves other men, and that's about it. There's something weird about y'all. No offense to any like regular gay people out there. I'm just saying these guys are in the closet, and it's just like, can't you just, like, admit to yourself that you're gay? You know, can't you just be okay with it and just, like, leave us women alone? Like if you got such a problem with us women, you know, be gay, be gay and live your life. You know, all these other people that they seem to be doing just fine, the ones that are out here, you know, being open about it. Like, can't you just admit it to yourself? And stop trying to be, like, doing all this other shit to other people and just admit that you're gay and, like, accept it. The future in Donald Trump's America is gay. My name is Waffles, and I'm a government whistleblower turned political commentator. These are my thoughts and my opinions. I'm using my First Amendment right to freedom of speech and freedom of the press to express my thoughts and opinions based on my observations. It is my constitutional rights. As an American citizen who resides here in the state of Colorado within the United States, I am a U.S. citizen by right of birth. And I am a citizen of the United States. The United States is my country. Any actions against the Constitution to try and strip me of my constitutional rights are unconstitutional and therefore not United States law and not relevant. And so therefore I will continue to express myself under my First Amendment right to freedom of speech, as it is the rights that are inherent to me as an American citizen. My citizenship will not be stripped from me, because anyone attempting to violate my constitutional rights is doing so outside of accordance with United States law and is then acting as a foreign adversary. If they are going to genocide the women in the United States, what will be left is a bunch of cranky, whiny, Caucasian males who will have to seek comfort from one another, who just need to admit that they're gay if they hate women so much that they feel that they need to genocide women and be in a male-only world, and get on with their lives and leave other people alone. They will not be getting any work done, because these are the same people that want to cry and whine and lean on a shovel instead of work. And if they are going to genocide the people of color and the women, and they are all that's left, no work will be getting done. They will be going hungry. GDP will massively drop. There will be no children. And the only thing that they will have left is to cling to each other and cry and whine like they always do.